Welcome at Ask the Professor for train operations on this professional education part. So I think really a good start. We see the good discussions and also the real life challenges. And I think that's really an added value for these online courses, because a lot of countries like from Portugal, France, Italy, they put in their experience on the main question is how to deal, how to get on with new players on the railway business or transport market, and how this works. And what I see, and what I think, what you also can see and learn from this, is that in every country you have a different culture and also a different history. And because of this, these two big ingredients, you get a different approach how to enter new players in this railway market. And I think it's really efficient, and also you learn a lot when you read this carefully, and also when you see from another country some other issues to add on, please do so, because we all learn. Also, I can learn a lot about how it works in other countries, and that is also nice to know for ourselves, but also for you as a student. So please go on with that. So let's talk now with the questions. A nice question comes about, who is defining the rules or the regulations about safety in railway? Good question. I didn't get an answer as well till today. So the problem is, it is an organic way how to manage it and how to develop it. And you can see that very carefully when you look at the national regulation, but also at the TSIs, the international law and other ISO or EN normatives. So it's a big bunch of constraints, international, national, but a big but as well. We also have a lot of experience in railway business, and we don't tolerate any risks. And that means when we have a certain disruption or a certain problem, we like to manage it that it will never happen again via new constraints. And that's also a culture you see, because we have a zero tolerance on safety issues. That means you get a big bunch of extra, yeah, you could say constraints or regulations because of this only tiny one event in the history. So you have to be careful, because when you build on, nothing is possible anymore. So you have to be very careful. You have to clean up after 10 years or something like that to see, is it really needed to have this big bunch of safety regulations nationally or internationally? And that's a big question, I know, because safety first, I know, but it would be a big challenge when we have this debate with each other, and I think that should be the way how to handle this. So when you give an answer, yes, a lot of is done by regulations, stakeholders, but also nationally, but mostly because of experience. A nice question about what is the success, or can you describe the success of railway? It's a big challenge, I would say, to bring it in a few moments like now, to bring it in. But I think when I look and focus on Holland, I think the biggest way why we are successful in Holland is because we have a high density network. That means on every city you go easily inside downtown, there is the station. So it is very easy to catch the cities inside the city center. And that's really a big effort, I think, and a big advantage for these assets here in Holland. We have a high frequency, so a lot of trains are going per hour every day, more or less also in the night in the high density cities to have this full scheme. So I think that's really a precious thing. And when you look at other things like air conditioning, and we have Wi-Fi, very luxury new trains. So the stations are relatively new with big shopping centers. So that common package makes it very comfortable to travel by train. But that's the Dutch situation. So I like to ask you, what is the situation in your country? I can imagine when you are in Africa or in South America, it's a different luxury stage, you could say, of a station than we have like here in Holland. But okay, it's also a different expectation of people. So what is the best? I don't know. It's about what is the experience of people who travel in the train. So it's up to you, and please have a look how that works in your own country. Good luck. And what about the challenges of railway we have, for example, here in Holland? We have a big problem because of our own success, because we have so much capacity need for passengers and freight, but there is no space anymore on the track. So how to manage this? So you need a higher density of trains, so closer connection to the trains. You need ERTMS, ATO for example, to have a more density and fixed train windows to fix more trains per hour on the same spot. But also the stations is a bottleneck, you could say, because you have a certain amount of platforms. But you cannot say to people you have to run out of the train. You have to do train operations, and people who are getting in or getting out of a train takes some time. So it's not that easy to say, okay, we just intervene with some new techniques and we get more capacity. So it's more than that. And how to manage it, that's a big challenge. Also the climate change is a big challenge, because here in Holland we have a lot of soft soil. Almost 40% of Holland is a swamp. So how to handle this with more water and extensive climate changes, it's a big challenge as well. But also the rush hour peaks, how to transport all these people in that few hours in the morning and also in the afternoon. So we have a lot of challenges. So every country has their own challenges. So that would be very nice when you are exchange your challenges in your country about railways, so everybody can learn, and also we see the effect of culture and history also in between that. So that would be very nice, and a question to you to do so. So I'm very curious to see. So thank you for your questions. I really enjoyed. Please go on with the real life situations you have in your own country, so we can exchange with each other, be very active. And I see you next time with Ask the Professor, and I hope to welcome a lot of questions. Keep on track.